say, because whether I like it or not, cinema is a tool that can be used for great good and great evil. You get, and so far there's been so many misrepresentation that in the process you've almost lost the identity of who you are. So there's a lot of layer peeling that you would like to go on this journey and to discover yourself and figure out if you've gotten to what you feel it's the true voice of what you represent and what you intend to say, what defines you in the moment of that story that you're trying to tell. And sometimes in the heat of things, it's quite easy to get lost and forget about all of this. You get, with schedules not going right and budget cuts and long hours and very hard days. You get, but it's actually nice to actually have this being the blood and soul of our mind and heart. So technique becomes second nature, but our intent always stays first. Yeah, so yeah. I really dig what you're saying.
Yeah, and I can actually tell you that one of the books that was recommended to me to read about these things is The 5 Personality Patterns. It's by, let me see, Your Guide to Understanding Yourself and Others, Developing Emotional Maturity. It's by Stephen Kessler. What is it? I have it on my phone. Like I turn to it every now and again, just to understand certain things. And it's useful for when you get a script, no matter how, even if it's a short film, it can help you understand why people behave and react to certain things. And it's something that helps you understand the character development and like, at least in the background, you know, so that the same way an actor would do, you know, character development and research and their backstory, you know, if you know, you can also do research on the backstory of the characters and like, okay, who is this person and why do they do the things that they do in this story, you know? And I think that for me, once I'm able to understand a character on a personal level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level even, it helps me know how to communicate who they are visually, you know? Like, who is the closest person to you in your life, you know? If it's your mom or if it's your child or if it's whoever, you know how to describe that person without using words. You know how to show who they are. You know what things matter to them. And so you would probably take photos of those things that matter to them. You would show them things that they like. You know, it's that same kind of thing, or that same kind of idea that you want to bring to the table as a DP for any project that you're on, you know, whether it's understanding the character in a fictional thing or understanding the consumer if you're doing a commercial. That's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it scary. And that's what makes it intimidating, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible or that you can't train your mental muscle to know how to react and respond to these things. So I'm gonna pause there and just kind of hear what you guys have to say, or if you relate to any of that, and how, I don't know, how any situations you've experienced that maybe you were like, I could have done that. You know, like you could share it. We could share that now if you like. Rita, I would love to hear from you.
Yeah, I've been in so many situations like that, and sometimes you feel like you're doing the right thing, and when the whole thing is now out, you just kind of let me say I'm not proud of so many things I've shot so far. Yeah, so I was telling Kristen the other time, I said I shot a film and the lighting was just a nightmare. And he's like, no, with time you'll get it better and all that. So those are some of the experiences I've had so far. Like composition. Sometimes I feel, okay, by the time I compose this particular picture, maybe it's gonna be great. And at the end of the day, like you said, because there's so many things going around, sometimes there's tension, and most especially here in Nigeria, you work with a limited time, because they're always like, oh, shoot, let's go, we don't have time and all that. And you know, sometimes what you want to, you have something in your mind that you really want to, you want to tell a story, you want to do something outside of what they are thinking, but because they are so on your neck and you just want to, okay, the location is a problem, maybe the people in the house are like, okay, we need to go back to our house, it's getting late, we need to cook, we need to do all that shit. Then you see the AC when now be like, okay, we need to wrap because we don't have time. So such things really get to me, and I just lose focus. I lose focus by the time I start getting pressurized on timing. Let's not spend too much time here. We have to move. We have so many scenes. You know, we're supposed to shoot 10 scenes, and we just shot maybe 3 scenes in a day. You know, it's just discouraging and confusing. So sometimes you have something you want to do. Okay, maybe you plan your shot, you discuss with the director, this is how I intend to shoot this thing, this is how we're gonna tell this story and all that. And at the end, even the director is telling you, let's move. Just forget about whatever thing we've planned before and all that. And at the end of the day, it just affects whatever thing I have planned before the shoot. So sometimes I just end up doing something outside of the box. So I can relate with what you are saying. If when it comes to mental muscle, you have to train yourself to expect something out of the box, something that you didn't even plan for. You know? Yeah. So I can relate to that, because I've been a victim of that so many times over and over again. But it's really not cool. But with what you just said now, I think I've learned, and I will plan to work more on myself, to expect such things. And maybe usually what I do is, okay, plan A, plan B, but now I think I will even have plan C, D, E, because you never can expect, you never can tell what's gonna come up. Yeah, so basically that's it. I don't know, sometimes you want to do a particular lighting, maybe there's something you want to achieve, there's something you want to tell with your lighting, but because you don't have enough time, because so many things is just going on, and you just needed to just answer these people. So at the end of the day, you just give out something outside of what you planned.
Yeah, so, and you know, that part of it can be, it can throw you off your balance. You know, and I definitely had experienced that, where I had a short film last year with a director who I could tell she was tough, and she would be, it was like she had one of those smiles that, I don't know if she's smiling or cringing, you know? And I was like, I don't think she's acting really nice, but she might be really tough on set. And boy, was that an understatement. She was more than tough on set. She was hostile. She was downright hostile. And she was nasty to every single person in the crew, including me and the producer, you know? So there's gonna be some people who will throw you off your balance. And she was a Black woman too. So it's like, how can you be like this, you know? And the thing is that what ended up happening with that project is that I went into it so excited, so happy, because I had such a clear vision of what I wanted it to look like. And when I get to the shoot, It was in another city. It was in the South in America. And when I get to the shoot, it was like, she was basically telling me, I want you to put the camera here, and that's all I want you to do. Like, and it was like short and nasty, and it was all of that stuff. But she didn't pay attention to her actresses, and the actresses were children. And so she was basically like almost bullying these kids to be like, why are you talking like that? I want you to talk like this and say it like that. It's just like, this isn't how you do anything, you know? So the project ended up not coming out exactly how I wanted it to. I ended up getting some really beautiful shots that I was very proud of. But then there were other shots that are so awkward and so weird. And it was just like, because and I could tell those were the moments that I gave up, because I didn't want to fight with her. I didn't want to seem like precious, you know, about my shots and all that stuff, because it is a balance between the business end of it and how many hours you're working people on set, and the creative and the beauty that you're able to achieve. And it is kind of like those are the things that you have to keep in mind. Like, yeah, we're artists, but